क्लास करला पर मैं आउते करिबी सेटा गोटे हमरो इक्विपमेंट को अपडेट करिबे और स्टार्ट करनु सामने करिबे स्टार्ट
Good afternoon, welcome to IAS. We will discuss science and technology about positive questions. Okay. First question is related to West Nile virus. Okay. So the West Nile virus is a mosquito-borne RNA virus. Yes, it is right. It is mosquito-borne. Remember, West Nile virus is mosquito-borne, and it is RNA virus. Mosquito-borne and RNA virus. West Nile virus. It is a flavivirus related to the virus that causes Japanese encephalitis. It is related to the virus that causes Japanese encephalitis and yellow fever. Right? It also causes Louis encephalitis. Remember, Japanese encephalitis, Louis encephalitis, and yellow fever. All yellow fever. This virus is related to all these types of viruses. Next, birds are the reservoir host of the virus. Yes, birds are the reservoir host of the virus. When mosquito they feed on these infected birds, they circulate the virus, right, in their blood. When mosquito they feed on the infected birds, then virus come to the blood of mosquito, and when they again come across the human beings, that viruses transfer to human beings, right? So this may be injected by human, so it may be transmitted to the human beings by the mosquitoes. So all the three options are right regarding West Nile virus, which is a mosquito-borne RNA virus, which is related to Louis encephalitis, Japanese encephalitis, and yellow fever, right? And especially Culex species, the Culex species of mosquitoes, they are the principal vectors of transmission, and birds are the reservoir of the viruses. And when mosquito come through the viruses, then they get infected and they infect human beings. Next. Question number second question. Which of the following consider the following statement with respect to phenomenon of gravitational lensing? Gravitational lensing. A gravitational lens can occur when huge amount of matter like cluster of galaxies creates gravitational field that distorts and magnifies the light from distant galaxies that are behind but in the same line of the sight. Okay. Which of the following statements are especially correct? The question is first is correct. The first statement is correct. These are it occurs when a huge amount of water that creates a gravitational field that distorts the magnified light from the distant galaxies and behind but in the same line of sight. First statement is right. It occurs when a huge amount of matter, right? Huge amount of matter like cluster of galaxies, it creates gravitational field that distorts and magnifies the light from distant galaxies. Second statement, gravitational lenses act like natural cosmic telescopes. Yes, they act like natural cosmic telescopes. Third, gravitational lensing opposite Einstein theory of general relativity. No, they do not opposite Einstein theory of general relativity. They are Yes, they are based on Einstein's theory of general theory of relativity, right? Gravitational lensing is based on general Einstein's general theory of relativity. More the massive the object, the stronger is the gravitational field. Obviously, it because gravitational field depends on mass. So more the massive the object is, there is stronger gravitational field. For example, Earth. Earth has much more gravitational field, powerful gravitational field as compared to the Moon, right? As compared to Moon, as compared to Earth, the gravitational field of Sun is much more as compared to Earth. So they are based on gravitational masses, right? Okay. Next, so 1 to 4 option will be right. They act like natural satellites, and they are based on Einstein theory of relativity. And these gravitational lenses, this gravitational lensing that is based on if the mass is more, then gravitational field will be more stronger. And consider the following statement: massive stars with masses around 10 to 25 times mass of Sun collapse and shrink to form neutron stars. Yes. Remember, neutron stars, their field, they are created by when masses just collapse and shrink. Neutron stars are formed by like this, right? Massive stars, they collapse. A smaller number of neutron stars become magnet stars and which possess intense magnetic field. A smaller number of neutron stars become magnetars and which possess intense magnetic field. That means is a region where intense magnetic field is seen. Third, there are millions of magnetars been spotted within the Milky Way galaxies. Third statement is wrong. So this is wrong. There is no millions of there is no millions of magnetars. So 1 and 2 options are right here. Magnetars are smaller number of neutron stars, right, which possess intense magnetic field. So they are not millions, there are in 13 numbers. 30 numbers magnetars are present in our Milky Way galaxies. So these magnetars are formed by massive stars, they convert into neutron stars, and some number of neutron stars they become magnetars which possess high intense field. Okay, so 1 and 2 options are right options. Next question is related to Alzheimer's disease. What is Alzheimer's disease? It is an age-related Alzheimer's disease. It is an age-related disease. Is the main cause of dementia. Yes, it is an age-related disease. Right. And it is a main and major cause of dementia. So first statement is right. Dementia is a group of symptoms that affect memory and thinking and interfere in daily life. So a person will forget many things. That is dementia. Yeah. So Alzheimer is the main and major cause of dementia when a person forget with the daily life works and thinking, right? Okay. Currently, there is no treatment to reduce the symptoms of no treatment to reduce the symptoms of dementia. This is wrong. When it is part of cure, then you can say like that, but it can be reduced, right? Every disease can be the symptoms can be reduced. So third statement is wrong. So 1 and 2 options are right options. Okay. So it is especially it occurs to a persons above 65 years of age, dementia. Alzheimer's disease when they forget many things, right? Memory interfere, uh, affect memory and thinking of a particular person. That is Alzheimer's disease. Consider the following statements regarding gait analysis. What is gait analysis? It is a technique in medical care which is used to evaluate and diagnose conditions that affect person's walking and posture. That affects the yes, it is a technique which used to evaluate the diagnosed conditions that affect a person walking and posture. Gait analysis techniques can be used by forensic sciences experts to identify suspect in criminal cases. Whenever there is can use, then that is right. So it is a treatment of foot, right, which can evaluate the diagnosed conditions that affect or working of the posture. So yes, it can be applied by forensic science, gait analysis. So both the statements are right regarding gait analysis. The analysis also can help experts in the source of injury or pain, right? That you can detect, it can be diagnosed in art form. What is the problem as which part, so that the person is feeling the pain or improperly he walks. It can be used by physiotherapists for treatment, and also in case of athletics training, it is used for better comfort. That is gait analysis. So just by walking on the posture, it can be analyzed. So both the statements are right regarding gait analysis. Hypertension and diabetes are the biggest causes of kidney damage in India. Hypertension and diabetes are the biggest causes of kidney damage in India. Under the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act, organs can be harvested from deceased donors from living relatives of the recipient. And third is, according to law of India, liver, pancreas, lungs, kidneys can be harvested from the living donors. Yes. So, first statement is obviously right. Hypertension and diabetes are the biggest cause of kidney damage in India. They affect the kidney. On the Transplantation of Humans and Organs and Tissues Act, remember, Transplantation of Humans and Organs and Tissues Act, organs can be harvested from deceased donors from the living relatives of the recipient. Right? They can donate their organs, or from living donors also, in case of liver, pancreas, lungs and kidneys, that can be donated. Right? So this also, second statement is also right. It is based on Transplantation Human Organs and Tissues Act, and livers, pancreas, lungs and kidneys can be harvested from living donors. So all the statements are right regarding the kidney transplantation, right. But majorly there is racket regarding kidney transplantation, right. Okay. Because many times we see kidney failure, that is because of many people are getting suffering from lifestyle diseases like hypertension and diabetes, and also by alcohol consumption. There is obesity also, that all lead to hypertension and they lead to failure of kidney. So in such a situation, the um, transfer of organs is the best way, transplantation, and that is mandated under Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act. Consider the following statements regarding International Liquid Mirror Telescope. International Liquid Mirror Telescope. International Liquid Mirror Telescope has been set up in India. The telescope, which are correct, question is which is correct? Yes. Liquid Mirror Telescope has been set up in India. This is right. The telescope will make sky surveys possible and obtain images that can help observe stars, galaxies, supernovae explosions, and record presence of space debris and meteorites. Yes. So yes, if it is a mirror telescope, then obviously it can help in observing of stars, galaxies, supernova explosions, and record the presence of space debris or meteorites. Meteorites means these are the small objects that they rotate around the sun, right? Okay. Telescope uses large pool of mercury placed in a vessel which is pulled so fast that it helps focusing the reflected light. So it uses mercury. That's why it is called as liquid mirror telescope, ILMT. Right? It is a liquid mirror telescope. It is placed in Uttarakhand. Remember, it is placed in Uttarakhand. Right? Liquid mirror telescope to study the deep sky. It also, yes, it observes the stars, galaxies, space debris, explosions, everything, right? Okay. Next, what is mercury is used in International Liquid Mirror Telescope, ILMT. Then consider the following statements with regarding to type 1 diabetes. What is type 1 diabetes? Type 1 diabetes is a chronic condition in which pancreas produces little or no insulin. Little or no insulin is produced. Second statement. Type it is typically appears in adolescence and symptoms include increased thirst, frequent urination, fatigue, and blood evasion. Yes, produce little or no insulin. Yes, little insulin is produced, and obviously increased thirst, frequent urination. The person will go for again and again. He'll go to the washroom. Fatigue and blood vision that may affect the eyes also. As per estimates, India has highest number of incident and prevalent cases of type 1 diabetes in the world. Type 1 diabetes, yes. India has maximum obesity, maximum diabetic percent, especially the lifestyle diseases is maximum in India. Last few years, the non-communicable diseases that have become doubled. So these all the statements are right regarding type 1 diabetes. Very little insulin or no insulin will be produced. There will be blood vision. There will be increased thirst, frequent urination, right? And India has highest number of type 1 diabetes. Okay. Next, so all the statements are correct here. 1, 2, 3, all are correct here. Then consider the following statements. Wave 1.0 was the first generation of global digital communication network. Wave 1.0, first generation of global digital communication network. Wave 1.0 is referred to as read and write internet, where users are able to communicate with the servers and other users, leading to the creation of the social wave. Now wave 3.0, it refers to next generation of internet for read write and executive wave with decentralization. This three statement is right, and statement 1 is right with respect to wave 2 1.0. It is the fast generation global digital communication network, wave 1.0. Wave 3.0, it is decentralized. Yes, the major feature of wave 2 3.0, it's decentralization. Decentralization means the data is stored at decentralized level. It is not that the data localization. It ensures the localization and control of user data by user itself, right? And read write execute, this is a feature of wave 3.0. Read write execute is a feature of wave 3.0. It's not a feature of wave 1.0. So second statement is wrong. So 1 and 3 are right. Wave 1.0, this is pagination. Wave 3.0, that read, write and execute the at decentralized level. Data storage will be at decentralized level. Your data security will be more and data will not be controlled by the centralized authority. It's a new and modern concept, that is Wave 3.0. It will be driven by artificial intelligence and machine learning. It will be based on artificial intelligence, AI and machine learning, right? It will also leverage the blockchain technology, so that they will be able to interact with each other more securely, because we know that blockchain technology is a decentralized technology. Okay, so here 1 and 3 options will be the right options. Next, consider the following statements with regarding to Wave 5.0. What is Wave 5.0? Wave 5.0 is aimed at building an extra decentralized wave that puts users in control their data and identity. Yes, extra decentralized, where you can in Wave 3.0 you can read and write and execute, but in Wave 5.0 you can control your data also and your identity also. That will not be in the hand of some another entity. So this is right. Extra decentralized wave that puts user control of the data and identity. No third person, no third entity, not in the even the company. They will have your data. For example, even in today, Facebook and Twitter, they have your data, right? They have data, and what news feed you will see in your Facebook page, that is controlled by the Facebook itself. So then they know about your behavior, they know about your interest. All these things are data. But in case of Web 5.0, that will be more secure. That will be more secure, and that's why that will be more decentralized. The user can control its data itself. Then Web 5.0, seen as an internet without threat of censorship from governments or big tech. It is seen as internet without threat of censorship from government or big technologies. Right? Okay, so there is no censorship from the government in case of Web 5.0, because that will be ultimately controlled by the individual. So both the statements are right regarding Web 5.0, which is truly decentralized, right? That is the internet without threat of censorship. That is truly decentralized, right? And also it allows users to own their identity on the internet and control their data that will not be stored in some others data. Next, consider the following statements. A neural network is an artificial intelligence. A neural network is an artificial intelligence technology that attempts to mimic the wave of neurons in the brain to learn and behave like human. Facial recognition software, voice recognition software, translate applications are example of artificial intelligence. Yes, this is an example of artificial intelligence. Facial recognition software, it is artificial intelligence. Right? Voice recognition and translate are examples of artificial intelligence. Neural network is an artificial intelligence. Neural network that attempts to mimic wave of neurons in the brain and learn and behave like humans. This is both are right also. Captcha test aims to limit technology access to humans and keep the bots away. Yes, captcha test. It is seen in many internet website. You have to test the captcha where only humans can understand it and they will use it. So that keep the bots away. So the statements are right regarding now the above statements are right. Artificial intelligence is called as machine learning, right? Machine learning, where that will use a wave of neurons in the brain, and they will behave like a human being. Right? By understanding various case studies, a particular system will understand how human behaves. It will behave like similar things, and it will learn. It will also learn, machine learning, like a child learns everything from the surrounding. It will also learn, right? That's why it is called as artificial intelligence. So this facial recognition, voice recognition, software translate applications, and YouTube, Facebook, they are now using artificial intelligence to the max at a greater extent, right? Everybody receives the choice of news feeds they have, they wish, right? Immediately, suppose you will open your YouTube, you will get various news feeds according to your choice. Right? These all things are shaped by artificial intelligence. Language model. Language model dialogue application Lambda is an artificial intelligence based chatbot developed by Facebook, Twitter, Google or Amazon, who has developed language model for dialogue applications. It is developed by Google. Language model for dialogue applications. It is developed by Google by application of artificial intelligence. What is the application? Application is that the Google Assistant would be able to converse on any topic, right, by translating the language, right? Various language translators are associated with the Google. Okay, that is Lambda. According to new study, and around 500 men could be carrying extra X or Y chromosome. Such people are increased the risk of around 1 in 500 men could carry an extra X or Y chromosome. So that is either XXY or XYY. Such people are at increased risk of type 2 diabetes, pulmonary embolism, chronically obstructive pulmonary disease, venous thrombosis. What are the diseases that may get risk? Yes, they may get risk of all this type of diseases, that is type 2 diseases or pulmonary embolism, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or venous thrombosis, right? Okay. See, these sex chromosomes X and Y that determine our biological sex. We have generally, in case of men it is X and Y, in case of women it is YY, right? Sorry, in case of women this is XX, and in case of men it is X and Y. So however, some men they have XXY or XYY. These may be the features of in case of certain men. But such men which have XXY or XYY, they have various high risk of health problems, and they may suffer from type 2 diabetes and venous thrombosis, that may also happen. Then pulmonary embolism and all these type of 4 diseases, they are more susceptible. So those men who have XXY or XYY, they may suffer from all these diseases. Next, consider the following organization established in relation to privatization reforms in space sector. Privatization reforms in space sector. Indian National Space Promotion, privatization of space sector. Why privatization is essential in case of space sector? It is another private participation, another um, it is there should be private sector participation so that there will be competition, there will be private investment, will bring faster development. That's why privatization reforms in space sector are important. Okay. Indian National Space Promotion Authorization Center was established as a commercial arm of ISRO. Next, New Space India Limited or NSIL was established as a channel through which non-governmental private enterprises can carry out space activities. Which of the following statements are incorrect? Which of the following statements are incorrect? This New India, see this NSIL, that is New Space India Limited, it is a PSU and commercial arm of ISRO. This NSIL is commercial arm of ISRO. New Space India Limited, it is commercial arm of ISRO. Indian National Space Promotion Authorization Center was established as a commercial arm of ISRO. It is not. First statement is wrong. Second statement is also wrong. So both the statements are answer is which are incorrect. Both are incorrect. So New Space India Limited, it is the commercial arm of ISRO. Right. And Indian National Space Promotion Authorization Center, it is a channel through which non-governmental private enterprises can carry out. It's a channel, right? It's a channel through which non-governmental private organization they can carry out space activities. So it's not the commercial arm, right? So NSIL is the commercial arm, and the Indian National Space Promotion Authorization Center, it is the channel through which private entities they can carry out space activities. So both the statements are not here. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding gene sequencing. What is this gene sequencing? See, our human genome has much largest and highest amount of information. Even it is more than the internet itself, right? Internet have certain amount of information. In human genome there is more amount of information, right? From by genome sequencing, by observing the genomes of a particular person, we can tell their height, their weight, their behavior, about everything. Everything is mentioned in your genome, right? So genome sequencing is reliable means of detecting virus of many variants, virus of many variants. Yes, that is right. Detecting virus many variants, you can know the variants of a particular virus. Gene sequencing is fast and cost-effective method. It is not. It is not a fast and cost-effective method. It is. This huge cost is. It is. It's not cost-effective. Right. Okay. Gene sequencing reads the order of nucleotides, which are the building blocks of deoxyribonucleic acid (DNA). Ribonucleic. It reads the order of nucleotides. That is, for example, adenine, guanine, right, thymine, or hydroxine. These are order of nucleotides. They reads the order of nucleotides, which are the building blocks of DNA strand or RNA strand. So 3 statement is right. So 1 and 3 statements are right. Genome sequencing, they reliable means for detecting of virus, many variants, and they this gene sequencing, they reads the order of nucleotides, which are the building blocks of DNA and RNA. They are present inside RNA itself. It's not cost effective. So 1 and 3 options are right option. Consider the following statements regarding antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistance is the ability of a microbe to resist the effect of medication. Antimicrobial resistance, it is the ability of a microbe to resist the effect of medication. Yes. See, this antimicrobial resistance, it is presently one of the World WHO has said it is one of the biggest. It is one of the biggest threat to it is one of the biggest health crises, top 10 health crises according to WHO, right? This antimicrobial resistance. It resistance, it is the ability of microbe to resist the effect of medication. That means if you are having medicines, if you are taking medicines for a particular disease, you will not get affected, you will not get cured, right? After antimicrobial resistance that develop in your body. They can spread between people and animal, including from food or animal including from food of animal origin and from person to person. Yes, they can spread between people and animals. They also spread between food, animal origin, and from person to person. Antimicrobial resistance that can go, right. Suppose after it enters, that antimicrobial resistance is developed inside a body of a particular human being. If that virus get transmitted to another person, that will be also there also antimicrobial resistance will be same. Even through plants we will see antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistant microbes does not occur naturally. This is wrong. This resistant microbes, it occurs naturally, right? So 1 and 2 options are right. It can occur naturally, it can occur artificially. So this is third statement is wrong. So only 1 and 2 options are right. Then medication abortion involves taking pills to end pregnancy. Progesterone is a hormone that is necessary for pregnancy to continue. World Health Organization guidelines prohibit medication abortion at home. Which of the following statements are correct? See, World Health Organization guidelines, they do not prohibit medication of abortion at home. This is wrong. So three option is, if three is wrong, then we have only 1, 2 or 2. Medication of abortion includes taking pills and end the pregnancy. By after pregnancy develops, by taking medicine on pills, by taking medicines also, pregnancy can be abortion can also occurs, can also and started, and now we can make abortion by taking medicines or pills. In case of if the child has developed a lot, then operation will be advised by the doctor. Progesterone is a hormone that is necessary for a pregnancy to continue. Yes, progesterone is a hormone that is necessary for the pregnancy to continue. So that is also right. So 1 and 2 options. What happens in case of this taking in medicines of when medicines taken by a particular women, then that stops production of progesterone, right? When progesterone, that's to end a pregnancy, the progesterone stop, progesterone hormone that stops. If that will stop, um, then there will be a, yes, then the pregnancy ends, right? So 1 and 2 options will be right answer. It is necessary for pregnancy to continue. Progesterone is the hormone that is necessary for the pregnancy to continue. WHO said that World Health Organization, it says that it can be used up to 12 weeks. Medication can be used up to 12 weeks at home, and after 12 weeks in the medical office that can be used. So A is right answer. 12 week means around 3 months. Next question. Next question is about anthrax. Anthrax is also known as wool sutter disease. It is a zoonotic disease. Wool sutter disease or the zoonotic disease. It is primarily a disease of herbivorous, with both domestic and wild animals being affected by it. Host animals shed the bacteria into ground, which sporulates when exposed to the air. So, what the statement regarding anthrax? It is known as wool sort of disease. Is a zoonotic disease? Yes, it is a zoonotic disease. What is a zoonotic disease? Zoonotic disease means when uh, when a disease is transmitted from from the animals to human beings. That is zoonotic disease, right? So it is called as wool sort of disease or zoonotic disease. It is primarily a disease of herbivores, with both domestic and wild animals being affected by it. Yes, uh, both domestic and wild animals are affected by the zoonotic diseases or affected by anthrax. Domestic animals means cow, cattle, they are affected by anthrax, and wild animals they are also affected by anthrax, especially those who are herbivores. Host animals shed the bacteria into ground, which sporulates when exposed to the air. Host animals, when exposed to the air, they sporulates. So all the statements are right. Right. All the statements are right. So when the person, when particular person or animal that come into the soil that is affected or sporulated by the bacteria, they also get the disease that is anthrax. So they can contaminate the soil also. Uh, they can contaminate the. They can persist in the soil for decades. Remember, right? That's why that is there. That's how they affect the animals. So all the statements are right regarding anthrax. It is called Wool-Shorters disease or zoonotic disease. It is primary disease of herbivores. It affects both domestic and wild animals, right? And when they sporulates, when they are exposed to air, they can stay for years and years on the ground. So all the statements are right regarding anthrax disease. Just a second. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding anthrax. Yes. Regarding anthrax, consider the following statements. Flies also appear to play a significant role in explosive outbreaks of the disease. Flies, different flies, they are also plays a significant role in the explosive outbreaks of disease. So first statement is right. People with cuts and scrapes in the skin can get infected with anthrax. Right? People with cuts and scrap in the skin, they can infected with anthrax. One way to prevent the disease by vaccination of livestock so that the disease cannot spread. Right? Vaccination of livestock. The livestock there should be vaccinated so that this disease will not spread. And flies are they can play a significant role on expressive um, outbreak. How humans get infected? When they directly or indirectly come in contact with the animal or animal products. And remember, this penicillin has been an antibiotic of choice in recent years. There are also other antibiotics, and so the best way is to prevent to vaccinate the animals so that the disease will not spread from those. Right. So all the three statements are right regarding anthrax diseases. Consider the following statements regarding cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are microscopic organisms commonly found in water and sometimes in soil. Cyanobacteria are commonly found in water or sometimes in soil. These are microorganisms. Yes, they are found in water and soil. Not all cyanobacteria produce toxins. This is also right. Not all cyanobacteria they produce toxins, but the toxic ones they are occurring more frequently as climate change drives up global temperature. As climate change that increase the global temperature, toxic cyanobacteria they produce more frequently, right? And some of the cyanobacteria bloom that may affect human being. They can also they impact the climate, right? They also increase the the temperature of water, that is cyanobacteria. So all the statements here are correct. That is cyanobacteria, they are microorganisms commonly found in the water and sometimes in soil. They do not produce not all cyanobacteria produce toxins. Some cyanobacteria produce toxins, and climate change and increasing global temperature is leading to cyanobacterial blooms. That means cyanobacteria they become multiplied because of increased global temperature. And some cyanobacteria they produce toxins. So all the statements are right here. Apollo 11. What is Apollo 11 mission? Apollo 11 mission is the first manned mission to the moon. It is sent by NASA. It is the first manned mission to the moon, right? By NASA. Okay. Recently 50 years anniversary has got, that's why it is in news. Apollo 11 is the first manned mission of NASA. Consider regarding next question is about space station. Consider the following statements regarding the space station. A space station is a large spacecraft that remains in low Earth orbit for an extended period of time. Yes, space station, it is especially it is present in the low Earth orbit, or LEO. We have low Earth orbit, that is range is from 180 km to 2000 km. We have then medium Earth orbit, which is from your 2000 km to 36,790 km. Then after 36,790 km, we have geosynchronous satellite. We have geosynchronous satellite at 36,007 geosynchronous orbit at 36,790 km, where especially the communication satellites are launched. International Space Station is first fully functional space station. No, this is not the first fully functional space station. International, that is the first fully functional space station is launched by Soviet Union, that is Mir space station. Mir space station, which was launched by USSR and later managed by Russia. Mir space station, which is launched by USSR before the Cold War, during the Cold War period, and after that it is the managed by Russia since 1998, right? Since 1986. Next, but recently International Space Station was in news. Why it was in news? Because Russia decided to come out of International Space Station, right? International Space Station is established by intergovernmental treaties and organizations. Yes, 5 countries, that is NASA, that is NASA of United States, Roscosmos of Russia, JAXA of Japan, ESA European Space Agency of Europe, and Canadian Space Agency of Canada, CSA. These 5 countries they come together to establish international space station since 1998. It is functional. Remember, it is a constellation of various space stations, right? It is the various space stations they got combined to form the International Space Station. It's very big satellite, largest satellite, right? So all these countries have different responsibilities with respect to International Space Station. For example, Russia, the job of Russia was to clear the clear the orbit of clear its orbit so that International Space Station can move safely without colliding with the space debris. Russia has also responsibility to take to the ferries or the scientists to the International Space Station and to return them back. So all the three statements, 1, 2, 3, all the statement. So it's 1 and 3 statements are right. Only B, 2 is wrong. So 1 and 3 statements are right. So answer is C. Mir space station is the first fully functional space station. Consider the following statements. Asteroids are rocky objects much smaller than planets that orbit the sun. Asteroids, they are rocky objects much smaller than the planets that orbit the sun. Asteroids are formed after millions of years after the formation of other objects in the solar system. This is wrong. They are not formed after the millions of the years of formation of planets. Asteroids are formed at the same time when planets form. Asteroids are also formed. So this is wrong. They are rocky small objects are smaller than planets orbit the sun. This is right. So 2 option is the wrong. Okay. Next, Osiris Rex is European Space Agency first mission. No, this is mission of NASA. Osiris Rex is a mission of NASA to asteroid Bennu. To asteroid Bennu, Osiris mission is the first mission to return a sample from the ancient asteroid. So, but this is not released by European Space Agency. This is released by NASA. So, 3 option 3 statement is wrong. Only one only is the answer. B is the answer. One only is the answer. Right. So asteroids are rocky objects smaller than planets that orbit the suns, but they are formed at the time of when other solar objects of solar systems are formed. And Osiris Rex mission, which is the first mission to return sample from the ancient asteroid. Supercomputing can play a role in which of the following fields? So whenever you get such type of question, that is application, where this technology can be applied, where this technology can be applied, all the statements are usually correct. Just read the option once. Okay, where supercomputer can be applied, it can be used in quantum mechanics, yes. Weather forecasting, yes. How weather forecasting? Supercomputer can calculate the data of the 50 years and 60 years data regarding weather, and it can calculate that at what time in this situation, at what altitude, in what latitude, and what is the pressure. Based on the existing things, it can, by observing the data of last 50 years, immediately it can tell us about the weather. So weather forecasting supercomputer is an important role. Then genomics, in terms of genomics, right? There especially the genetic deciphering of genome, right? Because genome sequencing or genome deciphering, it's a very long task that cannot be done by manually. It will take huge amount, long time, for months and months, and so or year and years. So that it cannot be done manually. It can be only done by supercomputer. Will do it easily. So genomics, it can be applied in the field of genomics. Oil and gas exploration, drug discovery, all these things, research, right? All these things, research, analysis, this can also be done by supercomputer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the statements are correct regarding supercomputers. Okay. Next. Also, the following statement is regarding PSL, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. This is the first Indian launch vehicle to be equipped with liquid stages, PSLV. Yes, it is equipped with liquid stage. It has 4 stages. That is solid, liquid, and solid and liquid. 4 stages. PSLV consists of 4 stages: solid, liquid, and solid liquid. It is the first Indian launch vehicle to be equipped with liquid stages. First, without what is the first Indian launch vehicle? That is SLV, satellite launch vehicle. Then second generation launch vehicle is ASLV, augmented satellite launch vehicle. The third generation launch vehicle is PSLV, which uses liquid engine. First time liquid stages, that is PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. In the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV system, all the stages of the rocket fall back into ocean and does not leave any space junk. Does not leave any space junk. This is wrong. The fourth stage that leave the space junk. Right. Initially 3 stages that fall back to the ocean, but 4 stage that leaves space junk or space debris. So second statement is wrong. Chandrayaan 1 and Mars orbiter mission, Mars orbiter mission, were launched using PSLV. They are launched using PSLV. So 1, 2, 3 options are right. So sorry, this is second is wrong. So 1 and 3 options. 1 and 3 options are right. So C is the answer. Chandrayaan 1 and Mars orbiter mission, they are used under PSLV. See, the capacity of PSLV is less as compared to GSLV. PSLV it is primarily used for low Earth orbit. GSLV is used for geosynchronous orbit. The capacity, the maximum capacity LEO is taking, for example, it can take a GSLV can take it can take around 8,000 kg to low Earth orbit and 4,000 kg to geosynchronous orbit satellite. But in case of PSLV, it can hardly take 1450 kg to geosynchronous launch, geosynchronous orbit. So the power of GSLV is much more as compared to power of PSLV. At present, we are using GSLV MK3. This GSLV MK3 variant, this is the most advanced variant of GSLV that we will use in case of Gaganyaan, right? That is GSLV, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. So here this is right and this is wrong. This is right. So 1 and 3 options will be right answer. Which of the following are the benefits of blockchain technology? Benefits of blockchain technology. And presently, blockchain technology is of high use. It is being talked to utilize in case of agriculture, in case of industry, in case of manufacturing, in case of trade. Right? It is high. The most applied application of blockchain technology is cryptocurrency. Right? Cryptocurrency is a currency based on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology records and validate each and every transaction made. Yes, it records and validates each and every records and validates each and every transaction made in blockchain technology. There is no need of any third party or central authority for peer-to-peer transaction. Yes, there is no central authority. The blockchain technology do not have any central authority. So if consumer suffers because of any reason, there is nobody to respond, right? They do not have any central authority. The transactions made are immutable and can prevent it from hacking. Yes, they're immutable. That it can prevent it from hacking. It is not easy to hack the hack. It's almost impossible to hack the blockchain technology. So the transactions are made are immutable and can prevent it from hacking. all the statements are right regarding blockchain technology. It validates each and every transaction. It is highly secure, right? It do not have any central authority. It is highly secure and can prevent from hacking, right? So all the statements are correct regarding blockchain technology. It is a decentralized technology, right? Having no central authority. It is highly secure. Blockchain technology, it is applied in many cases, and it can hold also, it can make banking transaction highly safe and low cost, almost free of cost, especially the intercountry transactions, they reach almost free of cost. Consider the following statements regarding deficiency of vitamin D in human body. Vitamin D deficiency is often associated with rickets. In the absence of vitamin D, the skeletal muscle is starved of energy, decreasing muscle mass. It leads to softening of bones, resulting in skeletal deformities. Which of the following statements are correct regarding vitamin D? Yes. Vitamin D deficiency is often associated with rickets. With vitamin D deficiency, a particular person may suffer from rickets. It suffers from rickets. In the absence of vitamin D, skeletal muscle becomes starved of energy. Skeletal muscle is starved of energy. Decreasing muscle mass. This is also right. It leads to softening of bones and resulting in skeletal deformities. Softening of bones and resulting in skeletal deformities. So, all those three options are right regarding skeletal deformities of vitamin D. It causes rickets. It will cause our muscle starved of energy and decreasing muscle mass. It will also soften. It will also soften, lead to softening of bones and skeletal deformities. This is vitamin D. Metamaterial, sometimes seen in the news, is an object that gains its electrical properties from its change of phase or constituent materials, temperature, internal microstructures. Metamaterial, it is sometimes seen in the news, is an object that gains electrical properties from change of stage, change of phase, or constituent materials, temperature, internal microstructures. The answer is metamaterial. It can get electrical properties by it gains from internal microstructures. Right. What is the structure of a metamaterial? For example, optical fibers, medical devices, remote aerospace applications. They are metamaterial. They are applied. Metamaterials are applied in such type of structures, that is optical fibers or medical devices or aerospace, remote aerospace, right? Okay. So rather than the composition, it is based on the structure. Consider the following statements regarding Li-Fi technology. What is this Li-Fi technology? It is a wireless technology. Use high frequency radio waves. Li-Fi, remember, Li-Fi technology is based on radio waves with high frequency radio waves, right? To transmit data at terabytes per second speed. Terabytes, that means very high speed data is provided by Li-Fi or light fidelity. Li-Fi is also called as light fidelity. Right. Okay. So this is the technology, wireless technology, that make use of visible light in place of radio waves. It uses visible light in terms of radio waves, or it uses high frequency radio waves. So it promises to remove the limitation of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi has certain limitation, especially when there is in case of short range, there is communication problems in Wi-Fi also. In case of military navigational operations, Wi-Fi do not work. Whereas this Wi-Fi there can work underwater completely. It can work underwater completely. So which of the following statements are incorrect? Sorry. Okay. Which of the following statements are incorrect regarding Wi-Fi? It is incorrect. High frequency radio waves. This is incorrect because uh, it uses visible light. Visible light is used by Wi-Fi, right? That is why light infidelity, and it can work underwater. So only option is the answer. Okay, that is incorrect. One only is incorrect. It uses visible light of radio waves. It makes use of visible light in place of radio waves. Do not use radio waves. Okay. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding Kala Ajar. Kala Ajar. Right. Following statements regarding Kala Ajar. Kala Ajar disease or black fever, that is called as also black fever. What are the statements regarding black fever? Yes, these are correct. Ask which of the following statements are correct. Kala Ajar is a bacterial disease spread by sandfly bites. It is not a bacterial disease. It is, so this is wrong. It is a protozoan parasitic disease. Protozoan parasitic disease. Protozoan parasitic disease, that is Kala Ajar. It is spread by sandfly bites. Sandflies are, especially they are brown in color, right? They have hairs in their bodies. They are called as sandflies. Okay. The diseases are linked to malnutrition, population displacement, poor housing, and a weak immune system. Kala Ajar. Yes, it is linked to malnutrition. If Kala Ajar occurs, then black fever occurs. That will lead to population displacement. There will be poor housing and weak immune system. Right? It affects poor people, right? Poorest people. They are linked to malnutrition, and who are those people especially who have weak immune system and they lack financial resources to cure it. Recently, WHO declared India has eliminated Kala Ajar. No, India has not eliminated Kala Ajar. This is wrong. It is endemic in Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal, especially in the northern region, right? And in Africa, it is primarily seen in various countries of Africa and South America. So this two only statements is right. That is C is the right answer. It is linked to malnutrition, population displacement, and poor people especially. And Kala Ajar, it is called as spread by sandfly. It is a protozoa, right? It is a protozoa that is spread by sandfly bites. And India has, there is no, it is in India it is present in UP, West Bengal, Jharkhand, and UP, West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Bihar. Consider following statements regarding randomized control trial. What is randomized control trial or RCT? Are prospective studies that measure the effectiveness of new intervention of treatment. That means randomized control trials. It is to examine the cause and effect relationship between the intervention and outcome. What are the outcome of a particular trial or particular digit trial? What is the outcome? That is RCT. Okay. Examples of RCT are clinical trials, right? Randomized clinical trials, right? How this affect the random people? Clinical trials that compare effects of drugs and surgical techniques. It's compare the effects of drugs and surgical techniques. Randomized control trials are used to understand whether 3 grains distribution scheme help to improve the nutrition level among people living in a district. This is one type of example of uh, randomized control trial. So that they will verify whether 3 grain distribution has improved the nutrition or not. That is one example of RCT or randomized control trials. So here in this RCT, we govern the entities. They compare the drugs, surgical techniques. They are basically compare and their effectiveness. So all the statements are correct regarding RCT or randomized control trials. Consider the following statements regarding non-fungible tokens. Sometimes in the news, this time they have asked it in UPSC also. Non-fungible tokens or NFT. It is a non-fungible token. NFT is an interchangeable unit of data. NFT works on blockchain. NFT works on blockchain. Anything that can be converted into digital form can be an NFT. Which of the following statements are correct regarding NFT? It is interchangeable. No, this is not an interchangeable. NFT is not, and it is non-interchangeable. Remember, NFT is non-interchangeable. This time they have exactly asked this question. Not interchangeable, non-interchangeable. So this is first statement is wrong. NFT works on blockchain. It is based on blockchain technology. Yes, this is right. Decentralized technology. Anything can be converted into digital form can be NFT. Anything that can be converted into digital form. That, for example, music, photos, drawings, right? Games, selfies. This can be converted into NFT, and they can be traded using cryptocurrency. So all the statements are right. 1, 2, 3, all are right. Consider the following statements regarding non-fungible. This is our next question is. Okay, what is bioremediation technology? Consider the following statements about bioremediation technology. It is a use, which of the following statements are correct? It is use of living or microorganisms to degrade the environmental contaminants into less toxic form. It is one type of degradation. It is use of solid waste management. It is one type of practice that is used in solid waste management, and they will use living microorganisms to degrade the environmental contaminants. Some environmental contaminants, they are not biodegradable. They will not mix with the environment easily. So in such cases, we can use living microorganisms. They will decay those materials. One of the advantages of bioremediation that it is effectively in all environmental conditions. No, nothing can be effective in all stages. It is just common sense. So this is wrong. It is effective in. It is not effective in all type of environmental conditions. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for bioremediation. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for bioremediation. So 1 and 3 options are right answer. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for bioremediation, so that
By utilization of genetic engineering, we can address the problem of the solid waste management in urban areas. By bioremediation, we can decay the various contaminated things, right, toxic things, by utilization of microorganisms. That process is called as bioremediation. Then consider the following statements regarding Marburg virus disease. What is Marburg virus disease? There is no vaccine or antiviral treatment for this disease. Yes, this is right. There is no vaccines or antiviral treatments for Marburg virus disease. The disease is clinically similar to Ebola in its spread, symptoms and progression, although it is caused by a different virus. Yes, this is caused by a different virus. It is what it is, similar to the Ebola. It is Marburg can cause severe viral hemorrhagic fever, which interferes with blood ability to clot. Right? It interferes with the blood ability to clot. So if any clot happens, continuously blood will flow. So that is Marburg. So three statements, all the three statements are correct regarding Marburg virus diseases. And yes, it is initially it is seen in the Ghana state of Africa, right? Marburg. It is first detected in 1967, right? It is Marburg virus. It is a pathogen that causes Marburg virus disease in human. It causes Marburg virus disease in human beings, and its spread and it is like Ebola virus. There is no antiviral treatments for the disease. It can cause severe viral hemorrhagic fever, which interferes in the blood ability to clot. So after if a person suffers from the Marburg disease, then if any clot happens in the human being, then it will be very difficult for the blood to clot. So it has a incubation period, that is 21 days. 21 days incubation period. Right? It will remain active in the host body for a period of 21 days. Right. Okay. So here the discussion of it is completed. Science and technology MCQs discussion completed. And like this video and share this video and subscribe to Manik IAS. Thank you.